Welcome back to another edition of Salida Spotlight with Salida Chamber of Commerce. I'm Shiloh here with Executive Director Lori Roberts and the ladies from Alliance Against Domestic Abuse, the Executive Director Andrea Schultz-Ward, and Adult Advocate Debbie Quintana. Hi ladies, how are you today?
Good. How are
We're
you?
very
Good.
good. Thank you.
Well, thanks for coming in today. And the Alliance Against Domestic Abuse, otherwise known as AADA, has been around for a number of years. The services that you offer the county are surmountable. I mean, this is a true story. The very first day I worked at the Chamber of Commerce, I had a young lady come into the chamber and she was frantic. And I walked out and I was like, first of all, lower your voice. But then we got to the point very quickly. She had her children in the van and she was panicked. It was on a Saturday and she needed help. And I contacted your organization. And so that's how, emergencies and it's not just, well, you can explain all of it to us about all the services you offer, along with helping victims and people that need help with assistance with paperwork. And it's a slew of things. So first of all, tell us what Alliance Against Domestic Abuse is and the type of services you offer, if you wouldn't mind.
Love to. So our agency is a nonprofit, 501c3 agency. So all of our services are free and confidential. So anybody that needs help or services with any type of domestic violence situation can come in for resources. Our mission is to eliminate domestic violence and sexual assault through support, through education, and through social change. And through that, we've come up with our services that we provide 24-hour emergency safe housing. We can go to court with people, do court advocacy. We have peer counseling. We have a children's program, women and children support group every week. We have sometimes financial assistance, maybe to help with utilities, first month's rent, transportation out of town. We can help with restraining orders.
Wow.
So there are a number of services offered. All of it is free. And so if anybody comes in, or if a family member has questions for somebody that they suspect might be in an abusive relationship, we like to help
So it's
offer services.
you kind of do some preventative too. We don't have to wait till that moment comes and then they need your services. But
Yes.
if somebody's experiencing that, what you said, like with family members, that maybe they're afraid that it's going that way, and so that's lovely. And I imagine you have educational type things for families for stress and keeping cool. And I don't know. I would imagine that would be part of.
I think it's part of our support groups and our children's programs.
Okay.
So that children can come in with a parent, and that we have a youth room and a youth advocate that can work with them, give them confidentiality also, and just a place to kind of learn about what their feelings are and why things may be confusing to them. So there's a wide range of things that we can do. A lot of it is we just want people to know that nobody deserves abuse
Right.
at all, and that we support anybody who has the courage to make a phone call or come through our door.
Yeah, that's great.
It's very important.
And when you speak of education, we do have a teen dating violence and healthy relationships program that is offered through the school systems.
Oh, it's fantastic.
They ask us to come, and we do a program for them, and that's something that we are enhancing
Good.
this year and next year. And currently, our youth advocate is at Horizons.
Oh, fantastic.
Cool.
It's, I remember in junior high school, I remember being 2 years old, but fortunately, I had a very good upbringing, and, my parents weren't perfect, but very, very, very fortunate. But I remember some kids in school that I was like, oh, you could kind of just tell that there was trouble going on, and to know that here locally, and it's that they have someone to reach out to. And the confidentiality part of it is key, you know. Nobody's going to go probably talk to you guys unless, you know, and what you do, I mean, you stand by your mission. So, so tell us a little bit more about the other programs that you have within AADA.
Sure, I will speak a little bit on the things that we are focusing on for this year and into
okay.
2017.
All right.
Debbie had mentioned the support group, and we are excited to be enhancing this program this year. Starting in the spring, we will be working with a woman called Diane DeBella on the Healing Stories project, and she will be working with the survivors and clients of ours to explain the importance of telling your story. And what does that mean? Can mean two things. It can mean telling the story as you see it, and then also rewriting your story for your future. So how that can be a healing process.
Right.
And she has a great experience with this and has offered to lead that for the support group. We've also been talking to other community members and offering yoga and meditation, and so we're looking at doing a series of that as well. Starting in the summer, we will be doing community outreach and public awareness series, and we'll keep you posted on the details of that, but we're excited
Okay,
we got some
fantastic.
funding for that this year. And for the month of April, we will be collaborating with the Department of Health and Human Services and the Chaffee County Early Childhood Council for Child Abuse Month for April.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I know that funding is something very important to you, and I know you have an event coming up, and so let's see, it's in February, and this is long going. I remember when, doesn't matter where it is, as long as people go. It used to be held in Salida, and now it's up in Buena Vista. It's a cherished event. It has to do with chocolate. So you have to keep it going for the rest of as long as I'm alive. So tell us.
This is our 31st year.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
So-
And I am over 31, so yeah, you don't have to laugh that hard.
It's been going on longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
Paquito. So tell us about the chocolate lovers, would you?
Okay, we are very excited. This is a very special year. Every year is, but we have so many wonderful sponsors and contributors. And part of why we're in BV is we do have a summer fundraiser that's in Salida, and we serve all of Chaffee County, so we want to represent both sides.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And so we it's held at High Country Bank. It's this Saturday. It's February 6th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. It's unlimited chocolate, appetizers, competitive silent auction.
And I want to know what that means. I like
Okay.
competition. So do you have to like dress appropriately so that you can dive in there, or
Like
you know?
padding,
We
helmet.
well,
helmet.
since we are against physical contact, we do encourage, though people will sometimes stand next to one item and one
Oh.
will bid and the other will bid again, and somebody turns away and then somebody else will
So you
bid.
can kind of guard
So,
it. A little
yes,
bit.
a
Okay.
little bit, but we like diversity.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have almost 90 items
Wow.
for our silent auction, so we have
That's
generous
incredible.
donors from Buena Vista and Salida area, from surrounding ski areas. We have
Nice.
ski packages. We have really exciting new event this year. We have a live auction for
my.
a cruiser bike
Whoa.
that was donated back, the person that won it for
Oh my
Crest Crank.
gosh.
And so Jim Wilson will be there to live auction the bike and
Okay.
also a Cabo trip for two
Very cool.
vacation package. So just something a little new this year. And then we always have a guest speaker. Sometimes a former client, sometimes somebody just representing knowledge about domestic violence and wanting to share.
And I
So-
think that's very often the best part with events is being able to listen to whatever type of speaker. It's very powerful. I mean, literally, people leave and it's just like, but you girls and the men and women that work for your organization, it's so important. And yes, you do have Chris Crank down here, but I think globally, I think countywide. So I don't know. It has no boundaries with what you guys do. That's for certain.
You're right.
Yeah.
And there's no barrier, no age, no economic, no education.
Not at all.
Distributed evenly throughout.
That's great.
So do you have any government funding going back to, I mean, we're hoping that the event coming up that brings lots of money, and if, you know, between government money and county or however you get your funds, if somebody wants to donate, maybe they can't make it to the event on the 6th, if they want to donate, they want to get involved, how can they reach you, or what are the proper channels to go through? Because I'm sure you screen anybody that, you know, if they want to become involved with certain things, but I think writing checks is probably pretty easy.
Yeah. We make donating as easy as possible.
Oh, good, okay.
And we do have to say a great thank you to the community and for those who are aware of domestic violence and who do give funds to organizations such as ours. We rely very heavily on community donations and nationwide donations to our organization. We would not be able to offer all the services that we can in a small county if we didn't have those funds. So the way you can donate, easy way is to go to our website, which is www.salidaalliance.org.
Okay.
And you will see on the homepage, left side, donate now, and you can click on there and you can pay by PayPal credit card.
Great.
That is, I would say, the easiest without giving a lot of instruction. Or you can mail a check.
Okay. And so you have a phone number of 539-7347 that is available 24 hours a day. Is that considered your hotline also?
It is.
Okay.
We used to have a pager, but this makes it so much easier.
Oh, okay.
Because we transfer it to a phone. We have 5 amazing on-call volunteers
Wow.
that will take the crisis line on the weekends for us.
Okay.
So we carry it during the week, and then they take it on the weekends. And I don't think we could maintain without them.
That's
So
incredible.
Yeah, in the last 5 years, we've serviced approximately 1,200 clients.
Wow.
goodness.
That's amazing.
And this is just, I said men and women earlier. Do you have men and women that work for AADA? Or is it primarily women?
we have 3 female staff,
Uh-huh.
and then we do have the on-call volunteers. We do have males that contribute in so many ways, and we get their support by them speaking out against domestic violence to other men.
Oh, fantastic.
And that's invaluable
Right.
Yes.
for us. So we don't have anybody that actually picks up the phone
Uh-huh.
right now, but we do have male clients
Oh,
that
of
we
course.
service, and so
No, it's not a hidden, I mean, it is kind of people are aware now.
yes,
It doesn't single out just to females, that's for certain, so.
you're right.
But I'm so incredibly grateful of knowing many of you for what you do, because it's got to be tough at times, but you have strong backbones. You have a mission, and we appreciate so greatly what you offer this community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
So any last words you'd like to let people know before we wrap things up?
No, we would just like to invite those who can attend the fundraising event on Saturday, February 6th. And we also would like to once again thank you for having us here.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
thank the
Yeah, thank you
community.
for coming.
Thank the community for supporting us. And I had to throw in, we do have quite a significant number of males on our board as
Oh.
well. And that has been really important in the development of the organization.
Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much. We are going to be coming back, and stick with us. Thank you so much.
I moved here over 30 years ago, and I had 2 friends that had just moved here, and I came down to see them. and would go hiking and skiing and mountain biking and fly fishing, and I gradually just sort of fell in love with the area. Love the artists in the valley. It's a great community. It's very creative, a lot of talent. We have 5 or 6 nationally recognized metalsmiths in a town of 5,000 people. Pretty amazing. And it's just fun to be part of a community like this that's vibrant and creative and has a good time doing what they do. Hi, I'm Jerry Scavizzi. I own Gallery 150 in Salida, Colorado. I'm located at 150 West 1st Street, downtown Salida. We are a fine art and a contemporary craft gallery. We're probably best known for our handmade jewelry. I'd like to introduce you to one of the people in my life that make me look really good. This is Toni Tischer. She's the gallery manager and fellow goldsmith in Scavizzi Goldsmith. Very talented, very creative goldsmith.
I've been an artist since I could hold a crayon, and the gallery has just been a wonderful way for me to use that knowledge and history. I've used almost every medium in here, and so I totally appreciate every artist that we carry. I'm a jeweler, goldsmith. I also do the anaclastic raising. Jerry and I have been hammering on metal for almost 30 years. An anaclast is a term which would be an opposite of a synclast. A synclast is a bowl shape. Normally you would raise it with hold liquids. An anticlast is a Pringle potato chip. It's a saddle shape. Both axes go the same direction. You have down and up. So you're stretching the metal in 2 ways. So it makes a very strong, very structural shape. You can use lightweight materials and they're very, very strong and very flexible. Oh, gold is just sexy. It does anything you want it to do. You know, it's malleable, it's soft, it's gorgeous when it's polished, and it's a joy to work with.
The thing that's great is she and I both do the same process, but we have very different looks. Our jewelry she has a very different feel than I do, even though it's the same process. It's 2 different visions of the same process, which is kind of fun. We have drawers full of jewelry from $10 to $100. So fine art doesn't have to be expensive. Right now there's a real movement toward things made in the US, and everything in the gallery is done in the US. Everything is done by hand. There's no buy-sell. Everything is changed or manipulated. People buy lumps of clay and make sculpture out of it. So if you get to Salida, drop by the gallery, say hi. You know, it's one thing to see it on the web. It's something else to put it on and see what it looks like on you. And a lot of our pieces, you don't know if you're going to like it until you see it in person. It's one thing to buy 32 Levi's from Amazon or CDs. Art, handmade things, they're so personal, and you've almost got to touch them and put them on and see how they look in your hair and with your blouse. If you can't come to Salida, you can find us on the web at gallery150.com. We're also on Facebook. Just search for Gallery 150.
Welcome back to Salida Spotlight with the Salida Chamber of Commerce. I'm Shiloh. I'm here with Executive Director Lori Roberts and the owner of Monarch Snowmobile Tours, Kyle Elliott. Hi Kyle, how are you today?
Hey there, good.
Good.
Well, thanks for coming down today. The mountain is bustling and you've got a lot of great snow. I understand your season's going very well. And we know that Monarch Snowmobile Tours is unique in the fact that you do guided tours, but people can also rent machines from you.
Yeah, that's correct, Laura. We do both. We primarily do guided tours, though. We find people, especially with no experience, have a much better time when they have a guide as opposed to going out there by themselves.
So if you have seasonal clients or first-time clients and they're going to go on a guided tour, does that mean that they go with a guide, or are they on the same machine with a guide?
They would actually have an option of whether, if they had maybe a kid that didn't have enough adults, they could ride with the guide. Most people would drive their own machine or their family members, stuff like that.
Okay.
So they have the option to do both.
And for those folks that they may have some winter gear, some clothing, what do you recommend? How should they come dressed? Or
Pretty much anything that you would ski or snowboard in
Okay.
is good, but anything that people don't have, we do have to rent there available for them. Helmets are included, but everything else we have there to rent for them.
Okay. And the helmets, do they have face shields?
They do not. They are open face, so you do need some sort of eye protection, whether that is sunglasses or goggles. If it's
Okay.
snowing, you definitely want goggles. On a nice sunny warm day in March, there's nothing wrong with sunglasses.
Okay. And what kind of tours do you have? You have
We
couple
actually have
hours?
a wide range of tours. We offer everything from 2-hour tours all the way up to 6-hour tours with a 3 and a 5-hour in the middle. They range from beginner riders all the way up to expert riders. So we
Okay.
have a little bit for every type of rider out there as far as skill level goes.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have different guides. We got guys that like to go slow with the families, and we have guys that like to get out there and tear up the fresh powder and go fast. So we can pretty much cater to any group.
okay.
That sounds fun.
And so where you're located is really convenient. You're at Monarch Pass. Can some of your tours leave straight from your shop?
That's actually what makes us really, really unique, in my
Okay.
opinion, is that the majority of our trips, minus our 6-hour tour, leaves directly from our shop. You walk out the front door, you hop on your machine, we give you a safety talk, and then we take off. We do a lot of private land riding along with riding our beautiful National Forest Service out there.
Right.
So that's actually one of the things I'm most proud of with our company, is that we don't have to shuttle you anywhere.
Right.
Again, we do that with a 6-hour, but that's our big premier
Yeah,
trip,
yeah.
and that's only a 20-minute drive.
Okay. If I understand, if for the full day, you do a lunch.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct. With our 5-hour tour, which is called our locals' favorite, it's
Okay.
very, very popular, or our 6-hour Continental Divide Ride, both of those do include a lunch. And with that spread, we do a pretty good job. We'll have a whole spread of turkey, ham, roast
Nice.
beef, lettuce, tomato, multiple types of bread, cheeses, chips, candy bars, or cookies, stuff like that. So we give a little bit of everything. Also, if someone is gluten-free or a vegetarian,
Right.
as long as they let us know that ahead
Exactly.
of time, we'll definitely prepare for that.
That's
I
awesome.
worked for the rafting industry. It was actually Bob Hamill, ART, and some of the customers, when they finally went on a full day, they totally wanted to stick with that because the guides do know how to take care of you, and the lunches are so good. So anybody that's ever done a full day on the river, you got to do a full day, I think, snowmobiling. You get hungry out there in the elements.
Yeah, you definitely do, especially on the 5 and 6-hour tours. And for really big groups, we're talking maybe 10 or more machines if it's one big trip. We'll really go out of our way too. We'll get a better spread. We'll get fruit and
Yeah.
a lot of other stuff out there for you, just depending on the size of the group. We normally don't take more than 7 machines per guide. But if it's one big family and you got 10, 12, 13 machines, we can definitely accommodate that. We'll just probably give you more than one guide because it's kind of hard for one guy to watch that many machines.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
So you do rent machines also.
Yes, ma'am.
And if somebody wanted to rent a machine, maybe somebody here locally has buddies coming in and they need to get another due. So if they rent from you, should they come with their own truck to pull it, or how does that work?
No, if they want to, they definitely can. We are only permitted to drop our machines at one location.
Okay.
So if you want me to shuttle them for you, I can shuttle them for you. I can do that, but I'll have to take them over to Marshall Pass Sergeants.
Okay.
And this is where our Continental Divide Ride is. If you want to take them anywhere else, you certainly can.
All right.
But you'll be responsible for shuttling them
Okay.
yourself. And we always require, if you're going out by yourself without a guide, you got to have at least 2 machines.
Okay.
Because that's just safety reasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in regards to people who's allowed to ride and those type of things, do you have an age limit, a weight limit, any of that stuff?
Yes, ma'am, we do. A weight limit, which normally you won't exceed unless you have 2 people on the machine, but this is Polaris, it's 450 pounds. We usually require you to be 15 or older to drive your own machine,
Okay.
5 or older to be a passenger. We sometimes will take 4-year-olds and younger children, but you usually have to pay for a private trip, which is something else we offer. We just started that this season, actually, is we found that sometimes people, especially that come back a lot, they want their own experience. They don't want to get stuck with another group, and that's fine. We understand that. So for a small additional charge, we'll just let it be your group, and you go out with your family, and you'll have your guide the whole time.
Okay, that's awesome. Excuse me, my earring was caught in the mic, I think, so my apologies. So your staff members, I know Tess has been with you, I believe, since office manager? Yeah, you've
Yes,
got a
ma'am.
good crew, right?
Yeah, no, I have a great crew. Tess, of course, is great. She's been there for over 20 years. She's been
Right.
back there when Bill, the original owner, started it. And I've been fortunate enough to have her stay with
Yep.
me since I've taken over. And then all my guides, I get to pick from the best raft guides on the river that I think, because I get a run in a rafting company in the summer, I can hand pick the guides I want. So we actually have the best crew we've ever had this year.
Awesome.
So I'm very, very happy with our staff. And our comments on the internet, on the different websites, Facebook, TripAdvisor, I think they show that we're very proud of our 5-star rating.
I was just looking at that actually, and you've got people are very, very happy with their experience with you. And we haven't introduced Trigger yet, so.
Yeah, this is Trigger. Come here, buddy. This is kind of our company mascot, Trigger here. He goes everywhere with me. The guests love him. He actually has, I think, 2 reviews on TripAdvisor. as well.
Yeah.
Trigger,
Only
come here,
2?
bud. Come here. Trigger, sit. Sit. Talk to him.
Oh,
Trigger, oh,
come here.
come on, you can do it. Sit, buddy. Talk.
Yeah.
Anyways, and the
What a
guests
good
love it when he does
dog.
that.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of attention. He's
Yeah.
Oh, well
spoiled down, but
deserved.
he's a good boy.
Well
He's a good talker.
Oh, what a sweetie pie.
And besides snowmobiling, I mean, the outdoors, I imagine your whole company is just, I think guides have to be well seasoned in answering questions about the whole area, the whole county. It's kind of like storytelling and,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. We actually have some books that go over the whole Garfield area, the Madonna
nice.
Mine. So, and we sell those if anybody wants to, but our guys always read those so they're, know what to say out there, what
Right.
to tell the guests about the history of the area, because there's a lot of history out there. So,
Oh, absolutely.
but yeah, they know all that stuff. And again, I think every single one of them is a raft guide as well.
Oh,
So
wow.
they're all out here in the summertime as well, rafting.
yeah.
They have a good grip of the
the
surrounding.
valley. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, we so appreciate you being a member of the Salida Chamber of Commerce, and was thrilled when you bought the business. Is it 5 years ago?
Actually, this is fourth
Four?
season.
Okay.
Yep, so.
Yeah, and we enjoy sending people to you, and so glad that Mother Nature is cooperating extremely well this year.
Yes, it's been a great winter. If anybody wants to come out, and thank y'all so much for
Yeah.
having me in here to do this today. I greatly appreciate it.
So tell us where you're located and your website and how people can get in touch with you.
We are located on Highway 50, 3 miles before Monarch Ski Area. We're right across the street from the Monarch Lodge. So as soon as you pass that, look to your right, you'll see a building with a big red snowmobile on it. You can't miss it. Our website, if you wanted to look at our different tours that we offer and their prices, you can get all that information at snowmobilemonarch.com. 800-539-2573. I had it right the first time. The local number is 719-539-2572.
And we want to thank Trigger for coming here today also.
Yes, thanks, Trigger.
Thank y'all very much.
That's been another edition of Salida Spotlight. Thanks for joining us.
Youth in Action is a free literacy program that matches middle school students with preschool students. The middle school students and preschool student matches meet after school once a week right here in Chaffee County. This is an exciting time for the preschool students as their world is being opened up to letters, sounds, and words. Hi, I'm Kenny Wilcox, Youth in Action Coordinator. You can visibly see the transformation take place in the preschoolers as they read stories about places, animals, heroes, and faraway lands that they can only imagine. The middle school students get to be a part of this time in the lives of the preschoolers, while also gaining real life skills of responsibility, commitment as they care for their preschooler. Learning is encouraged through local field trips to places like the police and fire stations, hospital, and Humane Society.
My favorite experience with my preschooler was going to the police station. He was really excited to do that. So was I, and so we had a lot of fun there and we got to learn a lot.
Youth in Action is an interactive program that incorporates snacks, crafts, games, and play where creativity is always welcome. Families of the middle school and preschooler are welcome and encouraged to attend something we call Family Showcase. Family Showcase happens once a month and is an opportunity for the middle school and preschooler to show their parent or guardian exactly what we've been up to. It also gives the parent or guardian an opportunity to see this developing relationship between the preschooler and the middle schooler.
My best experience with my mentee was probably when we went out to the high school to fly kites. It taught them a little sharing, and it was just really fun.
If you'd like more information about the Youth in Action program or want to get involved, check us out on chafeementors.org, or you can call me at 719-530-2581. To enroll your child in the Youth in Action program, simply pick up an application at your child's school office.